Hello, hello. Welcome to today's messages. Let's dust off the old and tune in to what we need to know today. Give a thumbs up if you love those chimes. Because I do. Okay. Let's see. Let's get into it. Into a general reading for the collective, past, present, and future, and feel in. Yes. What do we got? Rebirth. Rebirthing into. This is beautiful because today we are pulling on, drawing on, tapping into new moon energy. And I think it's Sagittarius, which is the archer. So I think a very good time to set your intention. Remember, don't take your eye off of your target and trust that your aim will head where your eye fixes upon. Right? Oh, beautiful. Beautiful. Recano. I mean, this is the beginning. This is the new, right? Fertile and fecund. We are rebirthing into abundance, abundance mindset, abundance, knowing. Oh, beautiful. Abundancy, Berkano, and also yesterday's reading was about balancing duality and of the mind and the heart. It was actually really beautiful, but the lion came out. And the lion, which I'm wearing an ode to the lion today, is the counterpart of Berkano, Ingwas. Okay, in the springtime, fertile and fecund mama hare brings forth an abundance of new life, right? And then we have rebirth here. So, see where I'm going? See where it's going? Okay. She is the great mother and fiercely protective. The timeless cycles of the earth flow through her generation after generation. Berkano holds within it the mature female wisdom of our mothers and our grandmothers. Berkano speaks of female fertility and also of the safety and shielded sanctuary of the womb. When this rune appears in a reading, there may be a birth of a child, an idea, or even a new goal. Birth, sanctuary, fertility, life change, and secrets. Yes. Right? Just like, unless you get the sex of your child revealed beforehand, it's a surprise, right? What comes out is what comes out. And you kind of have to be prepared and open for everything, anything, the reveal. And you just know that regardless of what is birthed, it's going to be great. You're going to love it and nourish it and encourage, inspire, and support it to grow into its most gorgeous and best self. Okay? Yes. getting rid of the old defenses, speaking truth. Okay. New possibilities. Yeah, so with the new moon, this is a perfect time to set your intentions, set clear intentions. How are you rebirthing? Right? What are you rebirthing? What are you giving birth to? Yourself, but also stability, emotional regulation, and abundance, right? Like, get very particular with what it is that you want. Being a king in your material realm and a happily ever after, right? Being the king, that's like that rooted, balanced stability. Look at all these cards. In the material, in your doing in the material realm. Okay. Let's see what cards come out for us today. Not that one. Okay. That one. Okay. Let's see. What card? What is the first thing we are birthing? Ourselves. We are birthing celebration. Okay, this is your spirit team, your divine spirit team, your ancestors, your ascended masters, your archangels, everyone, your soul family cheering you on. Also, like, over here, right? Look, we've got like the compass here, which is like this rose compass on my table here, but it's like you're heading in the right direction and being divinely acknowledged, and supported when possible. Okay, in your rebirthing of one who births, right? It's like creative ideas, projects, newness, new ways of doing. It's like getting really good at the birthing, getting into the spirit of creation mode. Yes, because I feel like it's also like a birthing of worlds, right? You are birthing love worlds. You are planting love seeds. Okay. Okay, so we've got confidently moving forward. Okay, and a page. So it is with some, well, it's with confidence, right? Confidently moving forward. You've got your sword of truth held aloft, but it's a page. So you're not quite a queen, right? You're not a king or a master in your confidence. So this is like the new territory. Whenever you step forth into a new territory, you may have confidence that you're doing, but you're still like, it's new. So there's that page, that newness, right? Energy that is in the exploration and discovery. And also like a nod to acclamation, right? You're still feeling out what it is like to step forward confidently speaking your truth, right? Okay, and then we have your thoughts and your words lining up and creating worlds, right? Creating, having a direct effect on reality and manifesting that, okay? And because they are facing each other, using your sword of truth to recognize when you aren't saying and thinking in congruency, right? When you are thinking things or saying things that go against your forward movement, like self doubts and all that kind of stuff. So, a recognition of your the power of your words and your thoughts and the two coming together, right? As being fertile. Okay. Then we have a tower. Okay. And this tower could represent just the physical evidence of your manifestations coming into being, of your words and your thoughts creating things. And this is why you need to be a little bit more diligent, because you're like, oh, I really have to watch what I say and think because it's coming up, it's manifesting. Okay, right? This is a tower moment. You may have thought or said something that you didn't want, and then boom, there it is, and you're like, oh, okay, I gotta tighten up my ship, right? Towers can also be, it doesn't have to be a good thing or a bad thing. This could be like the end of an old thing, a recognition of some kind that is undeniable, of a transformation, right? It's like when you grow out of your old skin, you can't go back into it, right? So this tear down of the old, this tower moment, I mean, they're usually like lightning. Like it's like a 1 minute you're walking this way and then tower happens and now you are in a completely different direction. Like if you were to suddenly wake up in another country, that would be a tower moment, right? I mean, everything is different. All you have to adapt, you have to learn, you have to figure out, you have to be like, what, where am I, and all this stuff. Okay, that was a random, but yes, okay. And then we have the death and this is the transformation, the death of the old and the birth of the new, which is perfect because this is where we're at, right? We're birthing the new. So this tower is causing this transformation, this death of the old way, this it's like the tower is the birthing process, where, and this transformation is the death of the old environment, the womb, and being birthed into the world, right? And that's your new environment. Okay. And then we have the high priestess. So this is, this I think is who you're transforming into, right? Once you're like, okay, I'm confidently moving and speaking my truth. Oh, I just recognized that what I say and what I think actually manifests. Whoa, tower moment. Crazy. I'm powerful. I've transformed because I'm believing and recognizing myself, my true self, as powerful. And here I am, right? Boom. High priestess, intuitive, knowing, okay in the shadows, in the dark, not knowing the full picture because you're no longer only reliant on what you see. You are equally reliant on what you feel, right? Okay. So there's that. There's all that. Okay. And there's your mastery. Okay. This is your willingness and ability to learn, evolve, and grow. The master is also perpetually a student, right? And your willingness to continue to evolve and to grow and to learn is what affords you as one who is deemed the Hierophant. They are well read, but also in the knowingness that the more that they learn, the more that they need to learn, right? This is why it is an in tandem master and student. When the student is ready, the master appears. Well, that's the student becoming the master and recognizing that they are also the student, right? It's like it's giving me like wisdom. I had this thing where I was talking to my son and he was telling me stuff, and then I was responding in this way, and I was like, all of a sudden I was outside of myself, outside of our little conversation, and I was witnessing me. Well, what I was doing is I was responding as my mother. I was saying things my mother has said to me when I was saying things that my son was saying to me, right? And all of a sudden I was both that age and that age, but I'm here now looking at both of these perspectives going, whoa, this is wisdom, right? This is that um, the maiden mother crone thing, or the how I like to have it as the child, the parent, and the wise elder, right? That's the wise elder thing. They have the wisdom because they can access the memory and the experience of being in those places. When I was a teenager, my son, well, he's not a teenager anymore, but he's 23, so he's still a young pup. And the things that he was saying, and then my mom saying these. So I was also being aware of like the motivations, like what my mom was trying to say. She was actually viewing what she would have done at that age and telling me that, like, if she were me, this is what she would do. Anyways, it was just a really sort of multidimensional eye-opener thing. And I feel like that's part of this self-mastery, and that's where wisdom really plays a role in our evolution, in our mental expansion, right? Is this ability to see things from multiple angles and basing it on some level of resonance through experience, right? Okay. Also, this card makes me think of the third eye, seeing like this figure is standing inside of your brain and looking out of your third eye, right? And just that there's a knowing in this higher self, right? It's kind of giving me that, the wisdom. Okay. So this transformation is putting you in a position of knowing. Let's just leave it at that. Of knowing and a desire to know more, to learn and to grow and to evolve. Oh, okay. That was interesting. So the devils came out again and landed upon your third eye, your self-mastery, your learning, okay? And that is the interference and contamination is the word that's coming up of our thoughts, right? Of our what we say and what we think. And I think this is why this sort of truth and confidently moving through it is so important, because these, just as powerful as your thoughts and words are, on all sides, right? Good, bad, and the ugly. But the Queen of Wands, the Queen of Cups, also flipped out in this thing here. So this is telling me to quickly write your tippage back to your heart space. Okay. And you're a queen in the heart space. So I feel like this interference, this adversary, um, you're being called to move through them quickly, recognize them for what they are, point them out, call them out. The moment you call them out, they have no power over you. You can even say, I see you, you have no power over me. And yeah, I had a moment or two of those the other day where, I'm like, okay, yes, this is where I'm at, this is what I'm feeling. And then suddenly I was just bombarded with like all the opposite of that, right? The disempowering, the doubts, the fears. And I started just momentarily to sort of collapse a little bit under the weight of them. And then I'm like, wait a second. No, 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 no. I see you. I see what you're trying to do. And no, I say no to that. You have no power here. Okay. Okay, yes. Because you are affecting the world. Okay. And that's why these are always going to be around and on you, right? The more that you shine, the more you become a beacon. And yes, you shine bright and shadows fall away from you, but they can also try to find other ways of getting you to dim your own light, right? And they do that through the nigglings, through the fears and the doubts, using your own uncertainties against you, and finding little weak points to wiggle in and create doubt and confusion. That's all it takes, right? The minute, okay, just think about when you're heading somewhere and you know where you're going. You're just going, right? The minute you doubt, the minute you're like, maybe it's this way, feel the energy shift, right? Now you're no longer like, yes, I'm going this way. Now you're like, maybe you got to stop. Maybe you got to pull over. Maybe you got to ask for directions. Maybe you got to look it up on your GPS. Maybe you got to pull out your map if it was, 20 years ago, and find out where you are and get the lay of the land, and, make sure that your compass is pointing in the right direction, all of these things. And it is that hesitation, that pullover, that stop point, that's the goal. It's not about getting you to turn around and go in the other direction, although that would be a bonus, right? Even getting you to hesitate, slow up, pull over, take a detour, all of these things, that's all success. Okay. So this is why maintaining your focus, keeping in your knowing, because you are affecting the world around you. You are changing the world around you. You are anchoring in a new world. You are planting love seeds in every confident movement forward that you take. Okay, but you are choosing light. You are choosing light. You are have come far enough to see the difference and know the difference, and are choosing the light. This is why you're rebirthing into this abundant sower of a sower of abundance, right? Beautiful. And that's what your seeds grow into. There's your abundance, right? There's your legacy. Yes. All these love seeds will continue to bloom and grow for generations, right? That's your legacy. This is the work. Holding the focus, getting to the sun, getting to the light, getting into the self-mastery and your power, your personal power. Beautiful. Okay. Let's get one of these ones. Who wants to come out and play? Oh, they got stuff on both sides, so I can't look. Appreciation on the top. Beautiful butterfly. Yes, you appreciating your wings, the new you that you have turned into, right? Moving from caterpillar into butterfly. Yes. Okay. We got power again. It came up yesterday's reading. The greatest power is self-love. The spirit, my spirit, is pure love. Okay? Yes, confirmation. This is your tower, is that you are pure love, and all else is a distraction, is a deflect, is a deflect. Okay, and intuition. No matter which path I choose, being courageous, following my heart, and trusting my intuition keeps me moving. Intuition nourishes my soul to sing, it's time for my awakening. Beautiful. Oh, and I just realized. Okay, so appreciation acknowledges the value of the road I have traveled. It recognizes the courage and commitment it takes to creating lasting change. Beautiful. Yes, this is that commitment, right? You are committed to love and you're getting there. Beautiful. Oh, yeah, the rebirth from caterpillar into butterfly, and a recognition of your power, because you are choosing yourself. You're choosing your heart. You're choosing your intuition. You're choosing your inner knowing, your connection to your higher self. Yes. Gorgeous. Okay, let's see if any archetypes want to come out and what it wants to speak to in this case. The gem. Beautiful. The gem. Okay. It's a 56. The diamond, the gold, the inner treasure. Ooh. There are infinite names for the gem. It is also known as the jewel, the star, the talent, the gift, the gold. One thing for certain is that it is found deep within a substance that is very much unlike it. For example, a diamond in the rough. The gem always stands in contrast to its surroundings. You can't find it when you are among comforts and pleasantries. Precious stones develop slowly deep in the earth amid pressure and darkness. Discovering the gem requires a descent beneath the surface where there is no definitive map. Yet the longing to touch the true gem within us is so strong that we cannot help but seek out its radiance. Your gem, like your destiny, is unlike any other in the entire world. Keep digging. Wow. Wow. Beautiful. When in light, unique, shining, generative, and irreplaceable. When dark, envy, greed, and grasping. In mythology, the diamond is often linked to the daimon, or inner light, that leads us towards our true self, our purpose, and our destiny. Beautiful. The moments of your life that glimmer are clues to where the gem resides. Don't covet the sparkling diamond of another. The gem is like a fingerprint, never to be repeated again. Find yours. Yeah, this is actually making me think about yesterday's reading. So if you're resonating with this one, try the one before. I think it was 344. Because there was talks about, well, the star came out and it was about finding your shine, but it's more about rediscovering your shine and the excavation. And there was just something that I can't think of right now that was in there that made me think of it. So check it out. Okay, we've got cooperative components that are coming in, that are helping you, that are doing their thing. So be grateful for all of the things and trust that everything is working in your favor, regardless of what you think, right? Oh, there's Peanut. I was just thinking about him the other day. I hadn't seen him in a long time. Who's he playing with out there? Cutie patootie. Gratitude, cooperative components. Yes, trust that all things are working in your favor. Release resistance. Allow the things to be and don't pick them up and hold on to them, right? When we see something that we don't like, we can choose to pick it up and make it a part of our world, or we just observe it and keep moving on, right? And this is part of that maintaining your focus, keeping the vision, and quiet the mind, okay? Don't overthink all of the things. This is about balancing, right? Balancing the being and the doing. This is your integration of your masculine and feminine, knowing, and the wisdom to know the difference, the wisdom to know when to um, take action to change and when to just be at peace with the way things are, right? And that's basically your being and your doingness and knowing when to do and be either.
There he is. It's a peanut. Look at him. Hey, Peanut.
Oh, look, he's walking into my yard right now. There's my yard. There's the little cat hole right there. See him? He must have heard me thinking about him. Okay, but yes, beautiful sunshiny day. Yes. Okay, and the last one, time to let it go. Okay, let go of the old. Let go of your caterpillar ways because you are now a butterfly. Okay, maybe this is the tower. This is that recognition that you need to let the old things crumble and fall and break and be destroyed so that you have the space and materials to rebuild anew, right? And get into it. I mean, think about all the things you would do different that you learned from your rough draft. Think of it as a rough draft that you're letting go of. And now you have an opportunity to fine tune, right? To put that window on the right instead of the left, to create that alcove, to make sure that there is a loft area that also, maybe you had your heater or your what was that thing called, chimney, too close to your loft and it just cooked up there, and so you never wanted to be up there. And so, now to create a window for draft or to move your pipe a little bit over, whatever, right? It's an opportunity to do things different and have different and better results. Okay. Oh, it was darkness. Is that darkness? There's too many black cats around here. Speaking of black cats, I don't know if it's black, but it's a little kitty. And so this kitty is the restful kitty, right? Take the time to rest and rejuvenate. This is why cats sleep a lot, because that is how they balance their being and their doingness, right? When they are being, they are active, they're playful, they're hunting, they're running around, they're hearing everything and seeing everything and taking everything in. And then they find a safe place and then they shut down, right? They close their eyes, they sleep, boom, they're in. So be like a kitty and relax. And then we've also got Jesus on his cross here. Okay, what would Jesus do? Jesus lives from the heart, okay? And he's dedicated to his path regardless, right? He had to face all of the devils, and they actually got in front of him, tied him, nailed him to a cross, and hung him up. And he still held the vision. He still maintained the love, right? Even when he was up there, he was like, they know not what they're, forgive them because they know not what they do, right? He was still blessing the same people who were torturing him. And this is that kind of dedicated focus that is needed right now to anchor in the love vibe, the love world, the love frequency. You can do it. Okay. I'm just going to do one more kitty card. Speaking of the kitties, because we had the whole moment with Peanut there, and then the cat came out, so we got Bliss. Meet Camellia. She is in full bloom, radiating delight. When something challenging happens, we often ask ourselves, what can we learn from this? Camellia is here to remind us not to overlook the possibilities that some of life's most poignant lessons come from moments of ecstatic bliss. What makes your body, mind, and soul ring with joy? How can you connect to the golden thread of meaning and let it weave its way through your life? This is an invitation to embrace all that is marvelous in your life. Let bliss overcome you as you bask in the limitless love of a million sunrises. Okay? Okay? Living through your heart space, staying focused, staying dedicated, and recognizing when you're not and getting yourself back back in. Yes. Okay. There's the reading for today. Okay. Beautiful, beautiful stuff here. Yes. And pay attention to all the things that come up for you in between, around, in, on, and above. And that is what is relevant for you. Okay? Trust your intuition, your rebirth, and appreciate. Gorgeous. Okay. Yes, you are the diamond. Nurture it, love it, and watch it bloom. Okay? Love and appreciate you and wishing you all of the luck and the love you deserve. See you next time. Bye for now.